Hello everyone, this is DD_Retro1 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a classic Gemmy life-size animatronic character. This guy was made for the year 2008 by Gemmy Industries, and he was sold at a couple places, primarily Big Lots and just online stores. Like privately owned kind of places, or like buycostumes.com, places like that. There are a couple other places he was sold, like in a chain or whatnot, but I don't have the full list. So this guy is a very neat guy. He's a very neat concept. If you recognize his face and you're not a regular to this channel, then you would recognize him from the game Slendy Tubbies, perhaps. That was an internet sensation way long ago at this point. But that was actually just a picture of one of the heads from these guys. So what this guy does is he swivels around, his head shakes violently, and he says three phrases. And the phrases were originally made for Giles the butler, but they suit him very well. He has a lot of bass and clarity in his voice, and whenever he is activated, his soul just fills the room. It's quite impressive. So this is actually one of the first ever Gemmy life sizes to be on this channel. I got this from Creative Cat, who is another YouTube channel that does this kind of stuff, and he's got way more subscribers than me, but he's been doing this for a while as well, and I actually got this from him way back when. We're talking around 10 years ago now, and to this day I still have this item. And he's had some work done on him. When I first got him, he only made sound. In the YouTube video that Creative Cat actually posted of this guy, the head was not shaking, and he actually stopped swaying mid-video. And that was from wires being pulled off, because one unfortunate thing about this guy is he was not given as thick of wires as usual, and they were not soldered on the best. And since he swivels and the circuit board is mounted in his abdomen area, occasionally it's possible, if it's not soldered very well, that a wire or two can pull off. And he worked great with just the sound for a bit, and then eventually somehow enough wires continued to pull off to where he did absolutely nothing. But then he was restored 100%, except he is missing one button on his vest, but it's not too noticeable. And I just decided that I would go ahead and, while I was going through storage, take this guy out and film an updated video for you guys. So upon testing him before this video, he actually does have a split gear now in the hip swaying, which is really interesting to me, because I don't typically see these mechanisms get a split gear all that often. However, given that 2008 was a while ago now, it kind of makes sense. And so I've especially figured I would go ahead and film a video for you guys before anything happened to where he would no longer be able to move. But yeah, so there's really not too much else to say about this guy, other than what do you think of him compared to the other Screamer characters, because this is known as the Screamer head. Do you prefer the 6-foot quivering doorman with the top hat and the candelabra? Do you prefer the Ghastly groom that's this guy but with the hat, hair, and different phrases? Or do you like this guy the best? One neat feature about this guy is his pinstripes on his suit are actually red, and not too many people know that. So if you look up close here, you can see he actually has red pinstripes, which are so cool in my opinion, because whenever you see any pinstripe suit, you always assume it's white if it's got the black, but it actually is red, and it's kind of the color of blood. So it really just ties in with his gums and everything. It's just super cool. Unfortunately, this guy was one of the first life-size characters to get blow molded hands, so you can see there's a seam there, and they're also lighter weight. But given how he was a lower retail price, I can't entirely blame them. It was also the year of the recession. But this is still a soft PVC head, and there's still really neat hands, but it's absolutely crazy because you can see like there's little traces of a life cast there, but so much detail was ultimately lost. And this is a great example. If you're familiar with like Graves, the Fat Butler, or Zoltan, you would have an item with these same hands but in vinyl form, and you can see while they still look fine, there's just so much detail that ultimately was lost. And nowadays, it is the modern standard for any price pointed item to have blow mold. So I just think that's a neat little example of blow mold versus vinyl. And I guess that's about it for this guy. So without further ado, I will plug him in, and hopefully we will get through all 3 phrases before his gear fully splits in the movement. And yes, the motion sensor is right there. Pretty clever, I gotta say. So here we go.
Welcome. Lovely evening for a fright, isn't it?
So yeah, very creepy. And let's see if his sensor works down here. Nope, the fabric covers it up a little bit.
I don't believe we've met. At least not on this side of the grave.
Get a close-up shot of the head now.
More guests. Please leave your body at the door and do come in.
So yeah, and just an excellent piece overall. Just very unique and creepy. And like, I love the audio, I love the voice, the background, the face, the shaking. It's just such a unique take on a zombie. And I love it. And that's why I've had it for so long. And unfortunately, his box did not have the graphics on it. It's only one side that has a graphic lethal label, but on a lot of these in particular, for some reason, the graphics seems to just kind of fall off and disappear. But he does have his box, and he has a couple really tiny locking pins in there. But yeah, I guess I'll play him a couple more times here, and that'll conclude the video.
Welcome. Lovely evening for a fright, isn't it? I don't believe we've met. At least not on this side of the grave. More guests. Please leave your body at the door and do come in.
Yeah, guys, that is the Gemmy 2008 life-size Ghastly gentleman animatronic. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this guy. Would you get him? Especially if something just like this was to pop up in stores in 2025, would you buy it? I think I would. What about you guys? And that's about it for this guy. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.